Hello class, welcome to Algebra Concepts Lesson 5.1, which is all about writing equations in slope-intercept form. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to write an equation of a line in slope-intercept form given the slope and 1 point, or given 2 points. So let's start with our first example where we're going to learn how to write an equation given a slope and a point. In our last chapter, we talked about how to write an equation in slope-intercept form given the slope and the y-intercept. So this is just a little different, but still slope-intercept, just a reminder, is y equals mx plus b. And in this instance, when you have the slope and a point, you know what m is and you know what x and y are, but you don't know what b is. So that's the first thing that you're going to solve for. So the way that you do that is you plug in the information you know. So y, if you look at an ordered pair, remember it always goes x comma y. So my y value is 6, my slope is negative 3/4, and my x value is negative 8. And then I say plus b for now, okay? So then I leave that as a 6. Negative 3/4 times negative 8 becomes a positive 6 plus b. And then I want to get b all by itself, so I would subtract 6 from both sides. And if I do that, I have 0 equals b. Then what I can do is I can write my equation out in that slope-intercept form. So I'd have y equals my slope, negative 3/4 x plus 0. But remember, if we ever have plus 0, we don't actually have to write that. So in this case, my equation would just be y equals negative 3/4 x. If this would have been a plus 5, then we would have left it as y equals negative 3/4 x plus 5. But since it's a 0, it can just go away. Okay, so let's recap that process one more time. So I took my slope-intercept form, I plugged in my x and y and my slope, I figured out what b equals, and then I rewrote my equation as y equals the given slope times x plus my b value. Okay, now I want you to write an equation of the line that passes through the given point with the given slope. Good luck. All right, for this problem, hopefully you figured out that you would plug negative 7 in for y. So you said negative 7 equals our slope, which was negative 4, times our x value, which was negative 2, plus b. Then you figured out negative 4 times negative 2 is a positive 8. Then you subtracted that negative 8, or subtracted 8 from both sides to get negative 15 as your b value. So then your equation would be y equals negative 4x minus 15. Okay, if you have questions about that, please be sure to reach out for some help. I'm happy to help you. Let's move on to our next example. So now we're just going to do that same thing, but with a word problem. So our word problem is, Marissa is baking a recipe that calls for her to turn down the temperature of her oven for part of the baking time. Write an equation to represent the situation if the temperature in her oven drops 25 degrees every 30 seconds. And after 2 minutes, the temperature is 350 degrees. So we want to figure out what is our slope and what is our point. So first, let's notice that the oven drops 25 degrees every 30 seconds, but then over here we're talking about minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this 30 seconds to 1 minute. So I did that by multiplying by 2, right? 30 seconds times 2 is 60 seconds, which is 1 minute. So that means I have to multiply that 25 by 2, which would give me 50 degrees Fahrenheit every 1 minute. And if we're talking about dropping, we know that it's going down 50 degrees every minute. So that would be my slope, okay? How much it's changing each minute would be represented by my slope. So in this case, negative 50 is my slope. And then the point, I have 2 minutes, 350 degrees. So remember, time is always your x value, and then y is your other value, so in this case, temperature. All right, so now I have my slope and I have a point, so I can plug those in to my y equals mx plus b. So my y value is 350, my slope is negative 50, my x is 2, and then I have plus b. So 350 equals negative 100 plus b, and I would add 100 to both sides. So this would become 450 equals b. And my equation would be y equals negative 50x plus 450. Okay, so hopefully you see the connection between this problem and the last one that we just did. And I want you to try to write an equation for this problem. The monthly cost of Aria's gym membership increases by $5 per class she attends. After signing up for 4 classes 1 month, her total cost is $49.99. Which equation represents Aria's total monthly cost y after attending x classes? Good luck! All right, for this problem, hopefully you figured out your point was 4, $49.99. So 4 represented the number of classes. Your slope was 5 because that's how much it was per class. And then if you solved, you found out that your b value was $29.99. So you can see my work right down here at the bottom of the screen. And if you have any questions about this problem or anything at all, please be sure to reach out for some help. I'm happy to help you. Let's move on to example 3. All right, now let's practice writing an equation of the line that passes through negative 5, negative 3, and negative 7, negative 12. So this is us practicing without having a slope first. So that means that my first step of these types of problems where I have 2 points is to find the slope. So I have x1, y1, x2, y2. So if I solve that, I have negative 12 minus a negative, that becomes plus 3, over negative 7 minus a negative, that becomes plus 5. Negative 12 plus 3 is negative 9. Negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. Then I have negative divided by negative is just a positive. So that's 9 halves. That's my first step, is just finding the slope. Then my second step is where I take that slope and then I pick either of the points. I'm just going to pick the second point. So if you pick the first point, you would get the same answer, okay? But I'm going to choose the second one. So my y value, I would say, is negative 12 equals my slope times my x value plus b. So hopefully this looks familiar. This looks like example 1 and example 2. So negative 12 equals, and then that is 31.5 plus b. And if I subtract that, I get negative 43.5 equals b. So now I have my b value, and my last step is going to be to write the equation. So I say y equals my slope times x plus b. So in this case, that's actually a minus 43.5. And that would be my final answer. So steps 2 and 3 are the same as what we've been doing the whole video. And then step 1 is just pulling on some prior knowledge we have on how to find slope. So hopefully it doesn't seem too bad or too overwhelming. Why don't you go ahead and take a minute and find the equation of the line that passes through negative 4, negative 2, and negative 8, 0. Good luck. All right, for this problem, hopefully you ended up at y equals negative 1/2 x minus 4. You can see my work there. In the first step, I found the slope. The second step, I solved for b. The third step, I put everything together in the final equation. If you have any questions about this problem or anything else from the video, please be sure to reach out for some help, and I'm happy to help you. I hope you have a great day.